trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. Water. The people gonna trouble the water. Make some noise, y'all! Yeah! We sound so good, don't you agree? Yeah! It's the best funeral I've ever been to.
You want to turn the banner around so it's on the side? That way. Swing this way.
We're fired up! We're fired up! Can't take it no more! 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 When they say cut back, we say fight back! Cut back! Fight back! Cut back! Fight back! They say cut back, we say fight back! Cut back! 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 Fight back! Make some noise!
Good afternoon, everybody. We are here today at Congressman Mike Fitzpatrick's office to let him know that when we elected the people of this country, what we have seen from him so far is quite the opposite. Instead of spending precious time trying to figure out how to get jobs in this country, they wasted months figuring out how to use the debt ceiling to kill Social Security, to kill Medicaid, to kill the American class. And we are not going to stand for that, are we?
No!
Are we ready to stand up and fight back for good jobs?
Yes!
Are we ready to tell our Congress people what they need to do to secure good jobs?
Yes!
Are we ready to tell Mike Fitzpatrick that he went for our vote before the election and now he's gone for our throat? Are we okay with that? No! So today we're going to hear from a couple people that directly were resulted by the corporate greed that we see running rampant in this country every single day. Just down the street in Congressman Fitzpatrick's district, Express Scripts, who many of us might have used when you once had health insurance, laid off 600 people. Not because they weren't making money, not because they weren't struggling. They made millions of dollars per quarter, but they needed to make more. And they figured the way they could make more is just cut the workforce and have the people there work harder, faster, for less. Are we going to tolerate that in America? No! Right on. So first we're going to hear from a couple workers from Express Scripts that are suffering firsthand from this corporate greed that's running rampant in this country. Dan Haney, customer service. And he's a customer service rep. He's the guy that when you have a problem with your prescription, that's who you call. Well, they're the ones that Express Scripts thought didn't matter, because they don't care if you get service. So let's hear from Dan Haney.
Thank you. Before we get started, may we all bow our heads for a moment of silence for the jobs that have been lost.
Well.
Thank you.
Well.
My name is Dan Haney, and I'm a 52-year-old unemployed worker. Until February 28th this year, I had a job working at Express Scripts. 650 other folks at Express Scripts also lost their jobs for two reasons, and two reasons only. Outsourcing our jobs overseas and corporate greed. So now 650 people are now on unemployment without any benefits. We need our politicians, such as Mike Fitzpatrick, who we went to when he won, to stick up for us. But when we went to him, he gave us the cold shoulder. When Patrick Murphy was our congressperson, he turned around and he did everything he could to make to get a deal between Express Scripts and keep them here in Ben Salem.
Woo, Patrick Murphy!
So, due to corporate greed and our politicians such as Mike Fitzpatrick and Senator Pat Toomey, they're all in the pockets of big corporations and will not meet with us. We need them to meet with us, meet with the unemployed, the underemployed, the working class that makes America strong. We need to tell them to turn around and stop the corporate loopholes. Okay, we need them to stop cutting Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, stop taking it off the backs of you and I.
That's right! That's right!
The only way that this country is going to grow again is if we have jobs in America. But, you know, our politicians turn around and say that, you know, if we tax the corporations, if we tax the millionaires and the billionaires, they're not going to create jobs. Well, they already have tax breaks.
And they're not creating
And they haven't created any jobs. So why are we going to continue those tax breaks? Our money. Yes, it's our money that comes out of the taxes, the tax breaks. You know, also, you know, on unemployment, I'm still paying tax.
That's right.
But the corporations are not. And you know what else is even sickening? Not sure whether you know about this or not. But you know, with all those tax breaks that they get, and some corporations paying no tax, they actually get a federal refund. How wrong is that? Okay. So now next up on the agenda is Rodney. He also worked at Express Scripts.
Hey y'all, I'm Roderick Bruce. I was an informant employee at Express Scripts, and I just want to say, where are the jobs that Fitzpatrick wanted to create for us? But there's no jobs out there today.
These guys.
I am one of these people that are still looking for employment. There is no jobs, and I'm looking for Fitzpatrick to start saying all these things, where are these jobs? And basically, they're trying to say, there's jobs out there. There is none. Because I am still unemployed today. After being off for 8 months now, I'm still unemployed. And not only that, there's a lot of things that they always want you to do, but you can't do them if you don't have a job. You cannot pay for schooling. You cannot do all these things. So understand this. Fitzpatrick, we need some jobs. Thank you.
It's a pretty sad state of affairs here in the land of the free and the home of the brave, where we used to once have an American dream, and now that American dream is under attack. Every day people are trying to figure out how to pay their mortgage payment, how they're going to send their kids to school. Is it okay for their kids to go to school when the buildings run down and they just laid off 500 school workers that used to clean those schools? So, and that's just in the city of Philadelphia alone. So next up we're going to hear from Frank Wallace. Frank Wallace, like 93% of the people in this country, was an employee at a law firm, and he was an employee at will. So when he got sick and disabled on his job, he was fired, which is what happens to many people when they are working at the will of the employer. Since then, Frank has been out there trying to find a job, and we're going to hear about his experience. Frank is now working with the Philadelphia Unemployment Project, so let's hear it for Frank.
My name is Frank Wallace. I'm a volunteer with the Philadelphia Unemployment Project. I've been unemployed for the past 2 years through no fault of my own. I've come with the Philadelphia Unemployment Project and also to stand with the rest of you to ask Mike Fitzpatrick, just like we're trying to ask Governor Corbett, the rest of our state senators and representatives, where are the jobs? I have a work history of over 20 years. Many of you, your work history is longer. Those of us who are unemployed, I know, as I said, 2 years, I've never gone this long without a job. It's a sign of how things have changed and how Mike Fitzpatrick and others would rather stand up for corporate America and the wealthiest 1% and give them tax cuts and bail out banks and mortgage companies instead of bailing out those of us who really paid the taxes day in, day out. And they want to give us grief because we want to collect unemployment compensation when we can't find a job, even though we've paid taxes into that system just like we pay our taxes fund Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid for years and years. And now they look at us like we're some kind of shiftless bums just looking for handouts. I've found, as I'm sure you found, working for my money is far more satisfying than having something handed to me. If I have to make a choice, I'd much rather work for my money. It's what I'm used to. It's what I've always been used to. Again, I've come to stand with you to get the attention of Mike Fitzpatrick and our other officials across the state. They're not doing enough to create jobs. They're not standing up for the regular people. They're not looking at enough alternatives that would create jobs. They're acting like we're ungrateful. We ought to be thankful for what we have. What we have is so little, and yet they're trying to take that away from us. That's right. Yeah. So again, I've come along with you to ask Mike Fitzpatrick, where are the jobs? Why aren't you doing the job you were elected to do here in Bucks County? Amen. And that's what we need more than anything, more jobs. Thank you.